We're going to walk through how to set up appointment slots using Google Calendar. So, the first thing we're going to do is you need to make sure you're at Google Calendar. So, you're going to type in calendar.google.com or you're going to go over to the waffle and click Calendar. Once you're at Calendar, your Google Calendar will appear. You're then going to go to the Settings menu, so that is the gear, and you're going to click Settings. Once you're at settings, you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you want to make sure that this box right here is checked for appointment schedules. So again, you're going to want to make sure that this box is checked blue and you are good to go. Once you're good to go, you're going to go back to your Google Calendar. Then another thing you're going to want to do is go to the calendar that you're creating this event on, click the three dots, and go into settings and sharing. So again, we're just kind of setting up the sharing, the settings first. And right here where it says event notifications, it's about midway on the page. You want to create email notifications so that way your parents are reminded about the conference. So I might do 20 minutes, I might do 1 hour before, and I might do one day. And you can continuously add notifications, but that way they get an email alert so they don't forget, or if they need to reschedule or cancel, they can do that ahead of time. So now I'm back at my Google Calendar and I just click that back arrow and I am now ready to set up my appointment schedules. So I'm going to click and hold, and you can either hold and drag different times or you can just click once and then you're going to click this appointment schedules. Once you click that, you're going to hit create a new appointment schedule. So this first box on this multiple choice needs to be checked, and I'm going to title this Parent Teacher Conference. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Now that I have continued this, I am able to decide how long I want this time. Maybe it's 15 minutes. Maybe I want to create a custom time where it is like 20 minutes long. Then I can go in and I can set up my times. I also do not want this to repeat, so I need to pick that from the drop down. And I want this time to be 3:40 p.m. until 7:00 p.m. Okay. I'm then going to maybe add another date, and this is also happening on the 16th, and I can add all of those different dates for when this parent-teacher conference is. Okay, so we can go ahead and see all of those parent-teacher conferences popping up on our calendar. Now, I want my parents, they can schedule 60 days in advance. That's not going to happen because I'm not going to send out the link that soon, but it will be open for them. I also don't want them to schedule right away. And maybe you do. So maybe you're going to say they can schedule 1 hour before the conference, or maybe you want it to be longer. So like 6 hours before or 12 hours before. You can kind of decide on how quick parents can schedule based on your appointment slots. So that way, if a parent didn't sign up and you do have a little bit of a gap, maybe you want to know 4 hours before. You can kind of decide that. Or maybe you want to give parents 1 hour before that time to schedule. Right here, you can kind of just click and you're able to see this buffer time. This buffer time is great. I might do 5 minutes in between conferences. And the reason I might do that is so I can take a quick break, get my papers ready for the next conference, use the restroom, or if a conference is running behind, I have that 5 minutes of buffer time. Also, you're probably not going to use this one, but if I wanted to make sure like only 15 people could schedule in a day, I could set that up as well. This is just going to change the color of your conference if you want to change the color. After that, you're going to click next. Also for this, how many hours before, if it's way before, I might want them to email me so I have plenty of time to prepare and kind of manually schedule them myself for any parents that might have done this last minute. So again, kind of think about your personality and what might work best for you and those parents. Then I'm ready to kind of set up and make sure that I'm on my right profile page. So that is my calendar. Right here where it says choose a location, I'm going to go ahead and choose a Google Meet. If it's a phone call, you can set up that, or you can decide later and you can manually add those different locations or whatever you need to add. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Google Meet so it automatically adds a Meet link to that conference. right here in the description, on this piece of paper, you're going to notice that it says, this is for this option. I want to use probably the Google form option for this example. And the reason for that is because your parents will not be able to really edit the description when they're filling it out using the appointment schedule. So right here, I made a copy of that Google form. I can rename it for myself so I know what it is. And then I can go ahead and hit send. I'm going to grab this URL and copy it. And then I can add it right here. And I can say, please fill out this Google form prior to the conference. Okay. And then I can also go in and I'm able to decide what information I need. So I'm going to kind of look at this sheet and I can see right here I'm asking for the child's first name, their last name, and then any other information. I also added this to my Google form, so you can add that or not. However, I'm going to go ahead and add an item. I want their phone number and I want it to be required. You can only add one custom item right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to ask for the child's first and last name. I'm going to make it required. Okay, so now I'm not able to add any other information to that column. That's why I'm using a Google form as well. And then right here where it says reminders, I want them to get a reminder one day before, and maybe I want to do 10 minutes before. And you can, again, keep adding reminders as you want to, but this allows them to make sure that they cancel in advance if they need to. So that way you are not just waiting on that Google Meet for 15 minutes. And now I'm ready to hit save. So now that I've hit saved, I can double click on my calendar for this. And I can see, again, if I needed to edit, it will let me edit. I can also click the pencil and it will let me edit as well. I can click right here where it says share, or I can click on that invite and get the link as well. So what I want to do is I want the single booking page for parent-teacher conferences, and I want to copy this link, and I can email that to my parents. I can send it to them in a text message using talking points or however else you communicate with your parents. Parents will go up and they're going to paste this in, and now they can see all of the different times available for them to schedule an appointment with you. They can see how long it is. They can see that this is a Google Meet. And then right here is that Google form. So on the parent video, I tell the parents to check here for that information if they need to fill that out for you. So here they can complete this information. After they complete it, they can then schedule a Google Meet with you, parent-teacher conference. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this time. You can see that it auto is going to fill in some of their information. And then I'm going to put my fake phone number. And I'm going to do my name. And then I'm going to book it. And then your parents are all set to be booked. They're going to get an email notification right here confirming their booking. They are also going to see that there's a Google Meet. And then they can also cancel their appointment if they want to and reschedule if needed. So now when I go to my Google Calendar, that is going to pop up on my Google Calendar for me to see that there is a parent-teacher conference. And then that parent will be added as another person on here. Now, I might need to go in and add a guest. So maybe they asked for the RTI teacher or someone to be invited. I need to now manually go in and type those people into the invite. So that is one thing that I might need to do. And then I can go ahead and hit save. And I'm able to invite all of those different guests to that parent-teacher conference. So that way they know that they have been invited. If you want to, you are also able to print. So up here in the settings gear, you're able to hit print and you can print a list of all of your different teacher-parent conferences, and you can kind of see what you have that day and who you're meeting with. So that might be helpful as well. Okay. If you have any questions or need help, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to assist.